It's okay. Pretty good. Not the greatest though. Hey guys, it's Daniel here, and after 4 long years, we finally have our version of the DC superhero team that we've been asking for. And today, I'm going to be reviewing Zack Snyder's Justice League. Oh boy, this is going to be a good mountain to climb. Let's get started. So, I think you all know what the basic premise of Justice League is, because this is basically the director's cut of the Justice League from 2017. But in case you haven't seen it yet, the basic plot of Justice League is there's an impending threat among the universe that could destroy all humanity, including these 3 mother boxes, and an evil threat known as Steppenwolf, who is working for a much bigger threat called Darkseid. So, to save the world, Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, puts together a bunch of teams, including himself, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, The Flash, Aquaman, and later on, a resurrected Superman, as they've joined together to take down the threat together. And that's basically the premise, but with a different director's point of view, so that's really good. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Everyone has been asking for a Justice League Snyder cut, as Zack Snyder had difficulty making the original version because his dear daughter died. Sorry, buddy. And Joss Whedon made the rest of the film, and the original Justice League turned out to be a box office bomb. I mean, I haven't seen it in ages, but while I remember it, it was pretty good, but it wasn't the greatest. It was just okay. So, all of us were excited to hear the announcement that Zack Snyder was making his own director's cut of Justice League as a 4-hour movie. That made us very excited. We couldn't wait to see it. And after 4 long years, we finally get a 4-hour movie. Can you see what I did there? And after seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League, what do I have to say about it? I think I need to play a clip from earlier. Yes, it's that good. It lives up to the hype. It's as amazing as we all thought. It's as emotional as we all thought. It is not only my favourite DCEU film now, but one of my favourite superhero films, period. And I cannot wait to talk about it. Let's talk about what I feel about Zack Snyder's Justice League with no spoilers. This is a spoiler-free review. I'll save some spoilers for another video. Let's get to it. There are many praises that this version of Justice League has over the original, and it's improving epically. One of the biggest improvements that this film has over the original is its special effects. Whoa, the special effects have really risen up. I mean, a lot of us can sort of agree that the visual effects in the original Justice League was a little subpar. It was okay, I guess, but many things just came off as pretty CGI. And while we did see a bit of CGI in this film as well, overall the special effects and the look of the characters look even better. I mean, Darkseid looks awesome, Steppenwolf looks even more threatening, Superman's black suit looks awesome, Cyborg's body is so nanotech, it reminded me of the Cyborg that I know, looks a bit like Iron Man as well, and the Flash doing the Speed Force, when he's just like running very fastly around, and there's the blue lightning. I mean, it's the same blue lightning as the original Justice League, but this is much more epic. Another thing that this director's cut does better than the original, and also adds a bit more to the film, is the music. Whoa, that was such good music. I mean, they add different themes. They brought back a few themes from the original films, but they added new themes. One of my best ones is Wonder Woman's Justice League, because there's like a woman yelling around like, ah. Yes, that was so awesome. Although, come think of it, that was a little annoying after the third time they use it, because they use it about like 10 times in this movie. I get it, it's a really cool theme, but you don't need to keep playing it over again. But it's still an awesome theme, and the music is extremely relevant here, as it did as some of the original Justice League DCU movies. I mean, I think we can all agree that the most memorable part of the DCU is its music. That was so awesome. However, what really holds the whole movie together, that makes it even more better than the original, has to be two important factors: the story and its characters. The story definitely takes the same story as the original one, which is just like saving the world and all that, and they expand it even more to make it more bigger, more dramatic, and more epic. That makes us really feel the weight of the situation that goes on here, as we all love seeing our characters taking down the guys. And the action scenes in the film are spectacular as well. I mean, they are much more brutal, with so many kills, fights among each other. What I love about the action scenes is because we've become so attached to these characters that we really want to root for them and try to defeat evil. They work together as a team, these action scenes are intense, they fight each other, they argue with each other, but they get along with each other, and it all leads to this really awesome climax that was very well executed and much better than the climax in the original. Let's talk about the best thing about this movie to me: the characters and the actors and actresses who portray them. A lot of the actors in this film are freaking fantastic. Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill still kill it as Batman and Superman, and it's not really a spoiler that Superman is in the film, because A, he was in the original version of Justice League, and B, you saw him in the Zack Snyder Justice League trailers, so that was really cool. Ben Affleck's still broody as Batman, and you can tell that Batman has more worries about humanity than he did in Batman v Superman. Superman is still awesome. I mean, he didn't get as much screen time as I thought he would do, but he was still awesome. Do I even need to say how good Gal Gadot is as Wonder Woman? I mean, I talked about her quite a bit in my past review, so it's pretty obvious, but she is still fantastic. I love how she's the first person to get the message, and now she's trying to keep the whole community together while also telling stories about the war that goes on in the past. Jason Momoa is excellent as Aquaman. He is tough, he's engaging, but he also has his own sense of humour that will lead him into his next follow-up movie. And I like how it connects him with Atlantis, that sets up the future Aquaman movie, even though the Aquaman movie became out before Zack Snyder's Justice League. But let's just say this is a prequel, and this is the real build-up to Aquaman. Even the supporting characters from the past few films do play a big part in this movie, as they help the characters proceed with their dramatic struggles to save the world. I mean, the three standouts, in my opinion, are Amy Adams, Diane Lane, and Joe Morton as Lois Lane, Martha Kent, and Iris Stone. They all gave dynamic performances. Amber Heard as Mira is still fantastic, although why is she British? Willem Dafoe is still excellent in the role. Billy Crudup as Flash's father is really good. He adds some dramatic weight to Barry's character. But for me, there were three standout characters in this entire movie that had probably the best character arcs in the entire movie. The first one is actually the big baddie himself, Steppenwolf. This was a huge improvement over the past film, because no matter what you say about Justice League, whether it's good or bad, we all can agree that the villain, Steppenwolf, wasn't very interesting. I mean, I saw what the writers were going to do with him in the original film. They wanted him to be a very strong, world-hungry, and very non-heartful bad guy. But the problem is that his actions don't justify that, because he's not much of a threat to our characters. Here, he's a huge threat. I mean, he's intense as hell, and this is a version of Steppenwolf that you do not want to mess with at all. But he also has great character arc in the film, as there are actually some motivations as to why he's doing what he's doing. I mean, yes, we don't sympathise with him that much, but we do kind of understand where he's coming from, and we understand his actions, something that was not addressed in the original film. So Well done for making Steppenwolf a very complex, frightful, scary, and yet kind of sympathetic villain. The second standout character and performance, and I'm pretty sure you all know who it is the Tom Holland Spider-Man of the DCU himself, or at least that's what I think he is, Ezra Miller as Barry Allen, aka The Flash. Wow, he still kills it. He still does a fantastic job as Barry Allen. He still has the comedy, the giddiness, and yet the very braveness of his character that makes me really love his character. He's so adorable, he's so funny, he gets the most laughs out of any character in the entire film. And his character does have a bit of depth when he's talking to his dad, like in the original Justice League, has a bit of complex issues himself, and he also has a really strong character arc, because he kind of doubts himself, but he later realizes, oh, maybe I'm stronger than I thought. And I don't want to spoil anything about his character, but in the final hour of this film, this character hits all sorts of notes, and I really appreciated that. That's what I love about Barry Allen, played by Ezra Miller. Again, Ezra Miller gives some pretty fanboying charms to Barry, and he does get the funniest scenes in the entire movie. A majority of the funny scenes in the movie where I was laughing were mainly thanks to him. However, you may have noticed that there's one member of the Justice League that I've not talked about yet. Well, it's because I wanted to save the best for last in terms of the acting. Because, in my opinion, the best character in the entire film, the best actor in the entire film, the character who has the most depth in the entire film, the character who has the best backstory in the entire film, the character who feels like the true hero of the film, and the character who has the best character arc in the entire film, goes to Cyborg. Whoa! Talk about a great development. Cyborg, played brilliantly by Ray Fisher, is not only the best character in the entire film, but Ray Fisher gives the best performance in this entire film. His character is so sympathetic, likable, charming. You do feel sorry for him. You feel like he's taking up all the work. He goes through the most pain in the entire film, at least in my opinion. And he has the best character arc in the entire film. And I know I'm just being fangirling right now about his character, but one, I love him so much, and two, I'm being very vague because I don't want to spoil what happens with his character. But from what I've seen of Cyborg in the original Justice League and in Teen Titans, he is still the same Cyborg that has the same kind of pain and why he doesn't like to be seen by people that much. And Ray Fisher gives him this excellent performance that helps me really root for him. For me, he is the heart of the film, and I really love the direction he takes, and I do hope he does make a solo Cyborg movie. I don't know if that's going to happen anymore, but I do hope he does, because I would love to see him play him after this performance. I think Ray Fisher's going to get more work together, and Cyborg definitely is the heart and soul of the movie. It's really charming seeing him discover his past and become the real hero of the movie, because for me, it felt like Cyborg was kind of the main character out of all of the Justice League, which I don't have a problem with because he is the best character in the entire film, and he is the heart and soul of the movie in terms of the characters. Also, the 4:3 aspect ratio does add to the largeness of this movie and how it raises bigger stakes than the original. I mean, it is kind of like unfair for it to be a 4:3 because it would have been better if it was just in widescreen, that way we have a bigger view. But at the same time, we do have a bit of a bigger view because there is more tension put on the bodies of the characters that makes it a bit more bigger than the original Justice League. So I guess it is kind of an improvement over the original Justice League. And the last thing that I absolutely love about this movie is its final hour, and it so lives up to the hype. It has a fantastic climax that is full of weight, tension, and probably the best Flash scene in the entire DCEU. But the epilogue is so awesomely awesome, and it leaves on a very exciting note. Like, when you see that, you'll be like, oh my god, there's so much for DCU fans or Zack Snyder fans to be excited about. I am so excited. Zack Snyder, I am very excited to see what you're going to do, hopefully. And it's so awesome, it's so exciting. I want to tell you guys what it is, but again, it's huge spoilers. And I'm going to see if I can wait to talk about it in a separate video, so I can discuss the whole things that happens, because guys, there is quite a lot to talk about with that ending, and I'm just so excited. But it might also not lead to anything, and I'll talk about that when I get to that. But again, the final hour is where the movie is at its most exciting. Awesome, so awesome, and it leaves on a very awesome and exciting note. Now, you can honestly nitpick the hell out of Zack Snyder's Justice League and still find it an amazing movie. That's what I can do, because I have no issues with the movie whatsoever. But there are a few little nitpicks I had with it. Nothing to really detract, because it did live up to the hype, and I love nearly everything. I think I like about 99% of everything. The only, small percentage I'm not particularly fond of is that there are a few scenes from the Joss Whedon Justice League that I felt like should have been kept in this one, and they should have been cut. And I won't say what they are, because they do kind of spoil a few things, so again, I'll talk about them in a different video, but one of them feels a little bit contradictory towards Wonder Woman's character, but she's still wonderful. And the other nitpick I had is that although the ending is so awesome, I will admit that the ending does go on a little bit too long, and it just keeps, detracting. You almost think that the movie's going to a close. It's sort of like The Return of the King, but at the same time, I love the ending of Return of the King, so I love the ending of Justice League Zack Snyder Cut, because again, this epilogue does leave us with exciting news, and what we're going to get in the future, so I guess it's not really that big of a problem. Again, those are mere nitpicks, and they don't detract from the film at all. I think this is definitely the best DCU movie I've ever seen. I mean, it had great acting, great characters, great visual effects, great music. It's an improvement of the original Justice League, and of course it has the best character in the movie. Cyborg is awesome, and it's all very exciting. However, I should address the elephant in the room. The controversial rivalry between Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder. You see, a few years ago, Zack Snyder was working on Justice League, but since his daughter died, he had to leave the project and let Joss Whedon carry on with the project. And since then, Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder have had kind of difficulties, and Warner Brothers was not interested in having Zack Snyder make his 3-movie trilogy about Justice League that he was planning. They just sort of kicked him out of the DCU, but then fans made petitions to get him to make his Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League, so they offered him the chance to make his Justice League. But at the same time, there is a chance that they were only letting him make that movie and they won't make anything else. If we don't get a Justice League 2 because of this, I will be really angry, because the ending does indicate that there's going to be a sequel. And dude, with how good that this movie is and getting as much praise as it gets, they better make it. So I am now agreeing with the petition of restore the Snyderverse. So go online, find a petition and sign in, get as much votes, and just restore the Snyderverse so we can get our 3 Justice League trilogy that we were promised from Zack Snyder. And just stop being a bully to Zack Snyder, Warner Brothers. Please, come on. Don't be a bully. He lost his daughter, so let him make his trilogy, not only for himself, but also for his daughter, to make her daughter proud in heaven up there for her daddy reaching his goals. I'm pretty sure that's what his daughter would want. So, I feel bad for you, Zack Snyder. I hope you get the work that you need, and I hope you make your daughter proud. Good luck. Overall, I will give Zack Snyder's Justice League, despite those few nitpicks, it's a 5 out of 5. It is a masterpiece, and I would definitely see it again and then review it on a spoiler review, and then hopefully if they release it on Blu-ray, I'll buy it on Blu-ray and watch it multiple times, because this is a 4-hour, and honestly, you could pause and take a break off Zack Snyder's Justice League, because there are some parts where you can take a break, so it is a 4-hour movie, but for me it didn't feel like 4 hours, it felt like it was flying by pretty quick, and I cannot wait to see the movie again. So, thank you, Zack Snyder, for making your dream come true, and I hope you make your dream come true in the future. But anyway, what do you think of Zack Snyder's Justice League? Do you love it as much as I did, or do you hate it? If you hate it, why? And what is your thoughts on the Zack Snyder Warner Brothers rivalry? Do you feel like that it should be done and that Zack Snyder should do his Justice League trilogy? Or do you feel like he's beaten the dead horse now and that he shouldn't really be doing them? Let me know in the comment section below, but please vote for the Restore the Snyderverse. It should be good. Come on, you can do it. But I think I'll watch the movie again, and I probably will do a spoiler review of it so I can talk into more detail, because there is a lot to discuss. So, let's see. So, I'm Daniel, reviewing movies, TV shows, doing videos, loving the Zack Snyder's Justice League. Subscribe, share, like, comment, bell notifications. Peace out, man.